There's a certain kind of person in this world who loves deeply, and I mean deeply. The kind of person who doesn't just care with words, but with presence, with effort. With silence when needed, and with fire when someone they love is hurting. They're the ones who text you to check if you made it home safe. Who remember the small things you said 3 months ago, who show up even when no one asked them to. They love hard. And because of that, they often end up carrying both the beauty and the burden of that kind of love. You see, people who love hard don't do it halfway. They don't dabble in affection like it's a game. They go all in. When they care about you, you'll feel it. You'll know it. And sometimes that intensity scares people away, not because it's wrong, but because not everyone knows how to handle love that pure, that steady, that consuming. Psychologically, loving hard usually comes from one of two places. Either a heart that's been healed or a heart that's been broken, and sometimes both at the same time. People who love deeply are often the ones who've tasted loss, who've known what it's like to be unseen, unheard, or unloved. And because they know that pain so personally, they make sure no one else around them ever has to feel it. That's what drives them. It's not just affection, it's redemption. They've learned that love is both the wound and the medicine. That when they give it, it fills the same spaces that once felt empty. And when they receive it, if they're lucky enough to find someone who can match their energy, it heals them in ways words can't even describe. But here's the hard truth. People who love hard also get hurt hard. They overthink. They replay conversations, trying to figure out if they said something wrong. They blame themselves when others pull away. They feel too much, sometimes too soon, and they struggle to turn it off. Because when you live with your heart wide open, everything cuts a little deeper. Every goodbye feels heavier. Every betrayal, sharper. Every loss, slower to heal. Yet, despite all that, they still love again. That's the crazy thing about them. You can watch them get crushed, watch them cry, watch them lose faith for a while, but somehow they find the strength to open up again. They choose to believe again, because deep down they know the world needs people like them. The world needs people who care too much, who give too much, who love without keeping score. See, loving hard is not weakness, it's courage in disguise. It's choosing vulnerability in a world that tells you to protect yourself. It's saying, I know love might hurt me, but I'd rather feel deeply than live numb. That kind of love, the raw, unfiltered, unconditional kind, is super rare. Let's be honest for a moment, psychology behind these people is complex. They're givers, real empaths. Their brains are wired to tune into emotion, to read body language, to feel someone's energy before a word is even spoken. Science calls it high emotional sensitivity. I call it heart vision. They see things other people overlook. They notice when your tone changes, when your eyes shift, when your smile doesn't reach all the way. And instead of ignoring it, they carry it quietly, gently, like it's their responsibility to fix it. But here's the thing. Loving hard doesn't mean losing yourself in other people. That's the part most of us have to learn the hard way. Because when you're the one who always shows up, you start to believe your worth is tied to how much you give. And that's dangerous. Because people will take not out of evil, but out of habit, and before you know it, you're empty, wondering who checks on you the way you check on everyone else. That's the moment every person who loves hard eventually faces. The breaking point. The realization that you can't pour from an empty cup. That love, real love, isn't just about giving, it's also about receiving. It's about boundaries. It's about knowing that you deserve the same softness you give to everyone else. And if that's you, if you're that person who always gives more, who always forgives faster, who always believes in the best, I need you to hear me clearly. Your love is not too much. You are not too much. You just haven't met enough people who know what to do with a heart like yours. But you will, because your love is magnetic. It's rare. It changes people, even when they don't say it out loud. So don't shut down. Don't become cold. Don't start pretending you don't care just because others didn't to know how to handle your warmth. The world has enough people faking indifference. What it needs is people like you, the ones who love loudly, who show up boldly, who give without hidden motives. The ones who still believe in love even after it broke them. And yeah, it's hard sometimes. It's hard to keep your heart open when you've seen what heartbreak can do. It's hard to trust when you've been let down. But healing doesn't mean becoming someone else. Healing means learning to love smarter, not smaller. It means protecting your peace while still keeping your softness. It means realizing that being kind doesn't mean being blind. The psychology of people who love hard is a paradox. They're both fragile and fierce. They feel deeply, but they fight quietly. They cry in private, but they'll still show up for you in public. Their strength isn't loud, it's steady. Their loyalty isn't temporary, it's all or nothing. And when they find someone who sees them, really sees them, they'll give a love so powerful, it'll feel like home. That's why loving someone who loves hard is not for the faint of heart. You can't half love them. You can't give them 50%, because they'll feel it. They'll sense it. They'll know when your words don't match your actions. They'll know when your affection isn't genuine. And once they feel unappreciated, once they sense they re-giving more than they re-getting, they'll all start to pull away. Not because they stopped caring, but because they finally realize they can't keep setting themselves on fire to keep others warm. So if you've got someone like that in your life, someone who gives, someone who loves, someone who tries to appreciate them, don't take them for granted. Don't make them question if they re-asking for too much when all they really asking for is consistency. Love them the way they love you, with honesty, effort, and presence. Because people like that don't come around often. And once they're gone, you'll feel the silence they leave behind. And if you are that person, if you love hard, I want you to remember something. Your heart is your gift, not your flaw. Don't dim it to fit into spaces that don't deserve it. Don't stop being who you are just because others failed to match your energy. You were built to love differently, to remind the world that empathy still exists, that loyalty still matters, that real connection still heals. But love yourself with the same fire. Pour that same tenderness back into your own soul. Speak life over yourself the way you do for others. Because when you start loving yourself hard too, everything changes. You stop begging for what you deserve. You stop chasing people who only meet you halfway. You stop settling for almost. And instead, you attract what reflects you, people who love with the same depth, the same devotion, the same heartbeat. So keep being you, keep loving hard. But this time, include yourself in that love, because you deserve to feel the peace you keep giving away. And if this message spoke to you, if it felt like I was describing you, take it as your reminder that your love is not wasted. It's planting seeds in people's hearts, even when you can't see the results yet. The world is better because you exist the way you do. So don't stop. Just grow wiser, love gentler, and keep your heart open for the right ones who'll never ask you to shrink. If this touched you, share it with someone who loves like you do, someone who needs to be reminded that their softness is strength. Because sometimes all it takes is one message, one word, one truth to remind a weary heart that loving hard is not a curse. It's a calling.